שמש דקה ומרפא בכנפיה.
Last time we saw that names in the Bible have a meaning, that they say something about a person's identity, nature, character, but then also calling and destiny. Now it would be very easy to conclude from that if a person has a name or got a name, especially from God, then his or her life is predestined. It cannot be changed. They have to live it, and there's no way out. But on the one hand, it is possible that a person doesn't live up to the calling that comes with his or her name into the life. On the other hand, many names have two meanings and may be interpreted in two completely different or even opposite directions. Let's look at the names we are given here of that family. The name of the man was Elimelech. His wife's name was Naomi, and the names of the two sons were Mahlon and Kilion. Elimelech, the father of the family, his name is quite easy to translate, and you might come today to Israel and ask people, what does it mean? And they will tell you, it is, my God is king. In our sequence about the king or a king, I already pointed to the possibility, and the rabbis actually say that Elimelech distorted the calling that was in his life by his behavior. And in the end, they say or claim that he did not live Elimelech, my God is king, but that he was driven by the desire to say, Elai tavo malchut, to me should come the kingship or the honor that is connected with being a king. So in a way, he distorted that, and I guess a lot of you might even have a calling to glorify the Father, to make him king not only of your lives, but to proclaim his kingship, his kingdom in this world. And it is so easy. So sometimes we don't even feel it easily, that we simply slip into it, that if we proclaim a kingdom, that we love it to be in the center of attention, and people look at us and we then think, yes, look at me and listen to me, and what I have to say is important. And then it very simply happens that we are not pointing to the one true king. We should be followers of Yeshua, who always proclaimed the kingdom of his Father, of the one true and only King. And he said about himself, I'm the way to the Father. Nobody will come to the Father but through me. But he was pointing beyond himself, not on himself. He says, whoever sees me sees the Father. And that's how our lives should be. Elimelech's life should have been. Naomi is the lovely one, the merry, the cheerful one, the pleasant one in whom everyone finds pleasure. Naomi, without doubt, is the chosen one, the bride of the Lord. And among all these names, this is the only one where nobody can even think about a negative option. And when Naomi, towards the end of the chapter, herself has to tell the women in Bethlehem, don't call me Naomi, I'm not pleasant, I'm bitter. I got bitter by what happened to me, the way I went. Then she has to choose a totally different name and say, call me Mara. Her son is Machlon, and if you listen to it, it's at once, it's the one who lacks health, the one who might have been born unhealthy. But then the question is, why didn't his mother, his father give some hope into the life of an unhealthy child? I would agree with the rabbis who say that you have to distinguish between the beginning and the end of this person. And in the beginning, it should be, I think, deduced from mahol, which is dance, which is the sweetness, if we go into Arabic. And in the end, Machlon is a very similar name, or has a very similar name, meaning, like Naomi. But in the end, he was the sickly, the weakly one. In the end, it was Machlon, Mahala, disease, illness, sickness. And in the end, Machlon was the one who was erased from the world. His brother Kilion also originally has a positive meaning. And if you know a little bit Hebrew, you might think of the Kala, which is the bride, which is the completion, the accomplishment, the perfection of a man. And in biblical language, the meaning is fulfillment, fullness. And actually, that's what we as children of God always should be, that we should be perfect. We should be full, perfect, like our Father in heaven. But then in the end, it was destruction, demolition. It's very easy, very close together. Now, all of them were Ephratites, and I mentioned that already, that it bears fruitfulness. They came from Bethlehem, from the house of the bread, and all in all, it was a family that was full of wealth, very rich, a privileged family, maybe an enviable family.